you do is gonna stop me. Break me down, tear me up, come on and make me bleed. It's gonna take a lot more than you'll ever have. Before you know it, you'll be laid out on your back. In the end, rip to shreds, and I'll be standing over you. This is a war. I might be scarred and battle-torn, but I don't run and hide. It's my pride that says stand up tall and fight. Fight, fight, fight. Never hold back, never a doubt, no hesitation. Go to pitch, hit the switch, a transformation. So take a shot, take a number, take your place in line. You're gonna fall, you're gonna crumble just like every time. In the end, rip the shreds, and I'll be standing over you. This is a war. I might be scarred and battle-torn, but I don't run and hide. It's my pride that says stand up tall and fight. Fight, fight, fight. This is a war. This is a war. I might be scarred and battle-torn, but I don't run and hide. I never. It's my pride that says stand up tall and fight. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight. Stand up tall and fight.
The world's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
He picks it up on the second, over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's gone!
And Homer to the pen! This game is over!
Oh! Crushed! Left field! Off the pole!
Domingo Bell, deep right center field, carrying, and it's gone.
That was hit hard. Left center field. Did she do it again? To the wall!
Swung on Bell to the deep left field. Is this baby be gone. A grand slam.
Champion! The AAA World Series is over on a line shot!
I can't believe my eyes.
XBL fans worldwide, the wait is over. The time has come for our final ticket to be punched. A stellar start has been halted by forces awakened. The bats have been caffeinated and now refuse to go to sleep. However, the slippery pitching of one of the league's best have an agenda of their own. This squad, built on speed, has been sent reeling, but is prepared for one final battle. It has all come down to this. It is Black Coffee and his bluegrass banjos facing Burning Ice and his Montreal Gex. Welcome to Game 7. Welcome to the AAA semifinals.
Welcome everybody, another goated ass urban, if I do say so myself, one of my favorites. We're here for a Game 7 AAA semifinals matchup, a Friday night finale, as I would like to say. Sorry if I cough a little bit, I've got strep tonight. I took some medicine, but you know what's better than medicine? Mystery man in the booth. What's up, brother?
Better than medicine. I like that. That's great. Mystery margaritas are even better than medicine. We've got House of Berry there in the chat. So we know this is a huge event anytime that happens. So we got some keys to the game that we're going to jump right into. All or nothing is kind of obvious. You know, this is a series. I think if it was anyone other than Burning Ice, you would just assume Coffee's going to go through no matter what. There's just going to be no way to stop him. His bat was just like that during the regular season. I think Ice is probably the one player that has held down monsters on the mound with such regularity that even though he did struggle mightily during the regular season, their records really are actually not very different. And he's balled out. Let's be honest. He's balled out. He's put the screws to Coffee's batting. And especially that last game 4, Coffee kind of dinked and dunked and just, I don't know how he even got the W there. It was tough. Ice didn't hit real well in that game. So we've got a key number 2 is Gex Flex. I think Ice is going to have to run, get the running game, get some pandemonium going one way or another, because pandemonium plays to his player like his favor. He can live in the pandemonium, whether it's diddles or steals or bunts or any kind of fielding monkey shines, saving a home run at the wall. And then ride the lightning. Coach has got to sit down with Vincent Black Lightning here before this game and say, look, buddy, nobody cares what's happened before. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. We're out of time. You have to come through here. And if you do, nobody's going to remember any of those other games. So, because at some point during this game, I guarantee you, Coffee, I don't know anything about this game. I guarantee you Vincent Black Lightning is coming in here hell-bent for leather, and he's going to have to stop the Gex.
Yeah, great points. The all or nothing, not only does it pertain to this series and the fact there's been a lot of blowout victories through 7, we've got to 7 games in a pretty odd fashion with the fact it's been so many blowouts going each way, but all or nothing is really relative as well to Coffee's bats, and it seems like when Coffee wins, he has those dominant innings where his bats show who he is, but then Ice is probably the only player in the AAA that can shut him down with the sort of consistency that he has over this stretch of games. You've got great pitchers in the league, but Ice is the best, and his award case, his trophy case would show that. And I agree with you on the Gex Flex. That was a great point that you sent to me about him needing to get some almost chaos going on the base pass, because if it's controlled and it's limited to just batting skill and finding gaps, Coffee's got the advantage. But when you look at Burning Ice and the way he can maneuver the base pass, he's actually been held down by Coffee and more of a fashion than most players are going to hold him down. We saw him almost make it to the World Series last year off of almost solely base running and pitching, the way he was able to really get into the head of Snowbird. And so if he's going to win a Game 7 here, I think he's got to ride that the same way that Coffey's got to ride Lightning. Like you said, really struggled, especially early in the series, but the last couple games had a decent couple of showings, and big players show up in big moments. You spend big bucks on your top relievers for moments like this where the bullpen is completely refreshed with the no stamina loss. You're going to see the best arms whenever anything is close. You're not going to give up 4 or 5 runs with your starter in a game like this. You're going to pull them out, have a quick leash, bring in Black Lightning, and then on the other side, Ice has a couple of beast pitchers in his bullpen as well with Zavala and Lindsey Island, and they've really been roughed up too. And that's been the interesting thing in this series, Mist, is that the dogs in the pen have been the worst pitchers for both teams. But when you get into a Game 7 like this, you can't think about that. You have to think about where you put your money is and put your money where your mouth is, and send in the dogs, send in the horses, and ride them to a victory. And that's what we're going to be looking for tonight. I think it really rests on the bullpen aces is what I think the big difference is in this game, is who can get to the bullpen first, and then who can take advantage of that beast reliever that comes in and really get them yanked out of there quick. So my mouse is about to die, so hopefully we can get this game started before it does, and I can't switch anything over. Let's let the players talk for us. We got a Game 7. There's so much that can be said, but nothing that needs to be said. Throw it all out the window. It all comes down to this. We're going to be at Black Coffee's home stadium in Game 7 as the 1 seed, and tonight we're going to see our final World Series ticket punched as our AAA finally gets to see who plays Teflon in that World Series matchup. So y'all give us just a minute. We'll switch everything over, and man, let's hope for some history. And here we go, folks. We're heading into Lafayette, corner home of Black Coffee and the Bluegrass Banjos. They've been successful at home in this series, especially as of late. But Burning Ice and the way he can pitch, he makes it tough for anyone in any stadium. We'll see which one wins out today. It's one of the top bats, or it is the top bat in the AAA against the top pitcher in the AAA. On the mound to start for Bluegrass Banjos. Looks like it's that elite 2-seam pitcher, Jose Lima, who got the win in Game 3 or 4, if I remember correctly. We'll see how much he abuses that 2-seam. He really went to it often in his win.
The Turtle's looking very patient up there. She's a dangerous person to get on.
And he starts off, no jitters from Burning Ice. Showed a great eye there in the first at-bat and puts one up center. That's a big thing in these Game 7s, really in any matchup on Match of the Week or in the playoffs, is who can get on it early. The jitters are definitely a factor. We see the early steal. We've seen some throwouts. He's not able to get this one with that stealer trait and all that speed. So Burning Ice looking to threaten here in the first inning already. Runner on second with excellent speed. Now he goes for that signature bunt. He's got bunter sprinter. Looks like he's going to be safe at first as well. So runners are on the corners before and out. And Victor Meadows walks up with that 400 average and 8 RBIs he's been delivering so far in this series.
Yeah, you need a double play here. Something to, even if the run comes in, that one run is going to come in. He's not going to be able to stop that. He's got to stop the runner on first from getting going.
No doubt. That's some LTV. Thank you, champ, for the raid, brother. Hope y'all had a good match of the week over there. We're in Game 7 of AAA semifinals right here to see who goes to the World Series. Burning Ice off to a good start here in the first. Lima looking to get some control here. That's exactly what he needs, a short line out to shortstop. And now double play ball very much in the picture. But RBI Hero, look at this batter, Axel Sawhorse at the plate. Toughest batter in this lineup, and then RBI Hero activated. Swings into a possible double play. It's on to second. It's over to first. And Coffee gets out of the jam to start Game 7 here in our semifinals.
Yeah, and you can see that Coffee was not going to give him the fastball. That's what he wanted. And he topped the curveball there.
It's Trash 3 on the mound. The slider pitcher only has one moving fastball in his arsenal. Similar stats on velo and junk. A little bit different arsenal for all the starters. We'll see how patient Coffee can be at the plate. Also want to shout out Urban in the chat. That was an awesome promo pregame, dude. One of my favorites you've ever sent. Definitely got me hype. Had goosebumps on my arms when I listened to that one from the email. That one's hit right field over the first baseman. Victor Meadows throws it in. Actually relatively close, but both teams start off with a leadoff single here.
What's interesting is, I believe, I could be wrong, but there was a lefty starter that got roughed up badly against Coffee. So it's interesting to see Trash 3 in here.
Yeah, Trash 3 had the shutout when he pitched earlier in this series. So the lefties.
Okay, so there was another lefty side armor that got
I
lit
believe
up.
Trash won.
Yeah, so that's probably why he's going with 3. Is one got beaten up. Might have a slightly different arsenal on Trash 1.
Yeah, he's got surrounded as well, so you're already seeing some negation on those stats of 4 and out. There's 2 runners on. Coffee looks like he's handling the curveball early in this game, and we've seen the curveball be the main issue. If he's able to handle that the way he did right there, now the bases are going to be juiced. Ice is going to have to figure something out. If the curveball's not working, that's been the real chink in the armor of the Banjos, but right now it seems like he's putting a good bat on the ball and has his good power reticle. Bases are loaded. He's looking to do something crazy here to start the game off after getting out of a jam in the top of the first.
Yeah, and I can tell you there you go. Right now, the games that Coffee has shown a true black coffee eye at the plate, he's won. The ones where he's gotten a little bit loose. Now, that was a ball, but that was actually quite a hittable pitch under the circumstances.
Look at those stats on that starter. Tense as well as surrounded. Hardly any stats here, and we're in the bottom of the first inning. That velo drop might actually affect Coffee. We've seen that in this series. The low velo can cause some fits, get a lot of foul balls. Bases are still loaded with no outs. Outfield is shallow. If he's able to get one over the head here with Julio Franco, it could be massive. That one's slam right field. It's foul, though.
You can see that. That surrounded is a strategic move to kill the velo even more.
Good eye there. It's a full count. He's going to have to come to him here. Curveball finds its way into the zone. Hits a shortstop. He's spinning around. It turns into a possible triple play. Good move by Ice to get the double play at third.
Yeah.
Quick thinking on the fielder there at shortstop. So he does give up 2 runs, but limits the damage a little bit. Now runners on first and second after another single up the middle. We're seeing low power on these curves, but he's reticuling them up well and timing them up the middle. Pablo Sandoval, no joke of his own. Plenty of stats to do damage here. He pops this one up, though.
Yeah, and that move that Ice did, throwing to second and then going to get the loose runner at third, only really advanced. I've only seen players like Ox ever do that move. It's kind of it's just so much easier to roll it to first, but then you've got a runner on third base. So it was a great play by Ice. Does give up 2 runs, though. That's kind of tough.
Yeah, it's those little things in a Game 7, though, that can really show up at the end of it. It ended up saving him a run because he gave up that single right after, so huge play. Now Pickles up to the plate. Looks like a great 2-seamer in there, low and inside. Second baseman dives for it. He's able to get it. Corral it and put it to first. I want to mention, Miss, that Burning Ice says he only has lefties on his starters. I'm not sure if he's trolling or not, but...
Oh, you know what? That does sound correct.
Sounds silly if you ask me, but whatever.
He must have a couple of side armors. So I know that there was one lefty side armor that got lit by Coffee.
Yeah, the arm
But he's probably
angle.
got 2 of them. I know he has various arm angles, so he probably has two lows, a mid, and a high.
Yeah, and that's something that doesn't get noticed too often that really can affect the batter is the arm angle. Some people are more comfortable against arm angles compared to others. And maybe that's what we saw there in the first inning. A good strike out there on the inside for the second out from Coffey. 4-seam inside, so a couple put away now. Outfield is shallow for the Banjos. Now gets Ice chasing down low, so it's 2-0 going into the bottom of the second. We'll see if Coffey can build on his lead here at his home stadium. We've seen a lot of blowouts each way.
Yeah, and if you're the Gex, you need to get the offense going pretty soon because he has the type of batting that you really do need momentum. So you don't want that other pitcher getting locked in and getting RNG, and every time you hit a weak ball, it ends up being an out.
On the 3-1 pitch, curveball located outside and lined to second base. So the Mojo's back up for that starter after giving 2 runs up in the first inning. He's back to neutral now, has his stats back under him, and here comes the pitcher who's locked in for Black Coffee already. And he's got a hit possibly now. Second baseman has great stats though. Evergreen over there. No speed on this pitcher build, and he's out because of it. You see a lot of 60-speed pitchers this season, but not for Coffee. And right there it hurts him, so 2 outs.
Yeah, we've already seen here that Coffey is not hitting the ball with any authority whatsoever. So I wonder if that power score is still sucking wind every time this guy throws an off speeder.
Yeah, that first inning was really built on a lot of singles up the middle, which is not really typical of how Coffey scores. He's more of a long ball sort of guy. But he'll definitely take the 2 runs nonetheless. A 0 on the board for both in the second, though, and this one's hit well to center field. Constanza is back. Looks like he's going to be able to get there, and he does. Back shoulder grab, and here comes Trash 3, the pitcher, up to the mound. Locked in on this starter's pretty substantial. You can see that velo up now around 65 or so, and the junk at 70 plus. Plenty of stats to work with when you got that elite 2-seamer in the arsenal. Here comes a cutter, and it's hit well. Can he slide for it? Francoeur doesn't slide.
Oh, should have slid,
Almost got him at first, though. Too much speed in the ice lineup. Yeah, a slide would have got that, surely.
And now he's knocked off of locked in. I can tell you that high junk on a 2-seamer can really be difficult. I feel like low junk on a 2-seam, that ball can be pretty easy to see, whereas with a cut fastball, seems like any kind of movement on a cut fastball is just enough to throw you off, but a 2-seamer that really moves is nasty.
And I forgot to mention, y'all let me know in the chat, please, if the audio is messed up. I noticed on the last broadcast that the audio was a little bit messed up. We saw a steal right there, but fouled away on a ball, so he's going for the hit and run. This time he doesn't need a hit and run. He's able to manufacture that runner over to second. So a couple on now. We've seen this story before. Ice has had runners on the base pass. We'll see if Coffey can get out of it again. We saw Chelsea Evergreen lay a great bunt down the third base line last time up. Goes for that bunt again, and it's another well-located one, but is she going to have the speed? Just in time, the sprinter.
Oh, my Lord.
Exactly what that player's built for. Now the bases are loaded for Victor Meadows, and we'll see if Lima can get out of it here in the third. Starts off with the ball down low on the changeup. Now here comes a 2-seam. It's meaty, and Meadows hammers it left field. It's over the wall. It's a grand slam for Burning Ice. The Gexer on the board. It's 4-2.
Yeah, he's been avoiding throwing that fastball. He finally put a 2-seam right on the edge, and that got whacked.
Man, Ice not known for his power, but man, oh man, what a huge statement early in this ball game. And now Lima going to be tense on the mound after being locked in at the beginning of this inning. Ice has flipped this game on its head. It's 4-2, only 1 out here in the third.
Yeah, and the thing those bunts do is they get the RNG going. It gets more difficult to locate. You know, he got some momentum back. That's kind of what I was saying. He just needs a little momentum, and then he can whack one out if he gets a good one.
Great pitch there. Gets the strikeout, second strikeout of this inning, I believe. That one's well located on the corner. Still tense. Here's Pickles, the bad ball hitter. This one's pretty meaty into the plate, but he watches it.
Yeah, I'm already concerned here for the Banjos being down in this game only because I'm not seeing them hit with any authority. They are getting on a lot of balls, but I think it's going to take bloops and dunks, much like it did in Game 4, for the Banjos to eke this one out. We've got some legends here in the chat all of a sudden. Of course, Urban Legend leading the crew.
A drop over there at first base, and the Mojo's down for that first baseman, which I would assume is probably one of the best bats in the lineup as on a typical build. So gets a free single there, but look at that. Throws out. Can he get back to first in time? He can't. And he's thrown out. So the Mojo went down for that first baseman, but pitcher, excellent job of saving his team and getting the pickoff right there at the perfect time. You're right, there is a lot of legends in the chat showing up for Game 7 tonight. It feels like we got celebrities in the front row sort of situation going on. I love to see it. Banjos, like you said, looking to get a little more power on their hits here in the third.
We got Dark Raider. We got D-Train in there. We got Kawashi. We got Simon. We got Zlat.
If Raiders in here, you know the stars are out.
The new Hall of Famer, Rise and Fall, is in there as well.
Hall of Fame, man. You know a little bit about that, don't you, Mist?
I do, and I'm very happy to be part of that crew.
Well deserved. And there's a walk to start off the inning. Can really signify a tough start to an inning, but Burning Ice, we'll see how aggressively he pitches here. Starts off with 2 strikes to Francoeur. Now swings. That one might be down the line. Great dive from Evergreen over there, and enough arm on him to get him out at first. It looks like both first basemen, each team, their first baseman is tense. Runner does move up to second, though. Here comes Bonifacio to the plate with RBI Hero turned on. Hammers that one, but it's grabbed by Pickles at shortstop. Here's that first baseman.
Good swing there. Yeah, we're seeing Coffee move the reticle at times to the top. I'm not sure why or when he does that. Does seem to work for him at times, though.
Man, you know who's in the chat that never, ever watches anything? Eduardo, bro. He's in the chat.
Really?
You kidding me? It's a house full of Hall of Famers tonight for Game 7.
Yeah, so we got steaks on the Barbie.
Eddie says he watches plenty, as if. As if, bro. You've been on vacation. So it's 4-2 here in the top of the fourth now of our AAA semifinals. Game 7 has started off pretty exciting. That grand slam was the loudest hit we've seen. Coffee still doing a good job on the mound. He just got in a little bit of a jam that he couldn't get out of in that last inning. Gets him on a changeup swinging early here for strike 1. Yes, Rise, the series will be over today. This is Game 7. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? Over there to Sandoval, able to put it away easily. So a couple of quick outs now, and here comes Caden Evergreen, who was able to get that diving play at third in the last inning. This is the same pitch he homered on last time. It's hit up center. Costanza, ooh, just dove in time. That one got a little bit sketchy for a minute.
Yeah, that was definitely a misplaced pitch and a good swing from Burning Ice there to get a single, but there's 2 down. I think Lima can get out of this.
A pitcher up to the plate. This is the sort of batter situation that you have to get out of, especially the way the front end of that lineup has started off this game with the bunts. A strikeout would go a huge way towards getting Lima towards locked in again. The heater will help out. There's the third strike called, so another looking strikeout, a 0 on the board, and here comes the Banjos back up to the plate. Trash 3 looking to keep him locked down. That first inning started off rough, but he's put up 3 scoreless frames since. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 scoreless frames. That one hit well down the right side. Outfield is shallow. He's got a lot of speed coming around the bag. It's going to be at least a double. Not a whole lot of arm on Meadows out there, but he stays at second. So a leadoff double. See if that's a momentum builder for the Banjos as Pablo Sandoval walks up with low pitch and clutch. Hammers that one. Outfield still shallow.
Get down.
What a catch from Hardapple on to second, and it's a double play.
Brutal.
Huge play in left field.
Yeah, there's the pandemonium we talked about. Burning Ice had those bunts, some pandemonium, an incredible play there. Most players are not don't have the statistics to even get to that ball, so loading those outfielders pays off once again for the Gex.
Yeah, that's a huge part of the Von Asen bids that Burning Ice continues to get. It's really an overlooked part of his team is the fact he makes his outfield so speedy, quick, and his middle infield so strong. It really saves him from giving up a lot of hits over the course of a season. And if you're the Banjos, that's a tough break. Not only did he get that diving catch, he was able to get the double play. Now to start off this inning, he gets a roller over to second. And now we see Chelsea Evergreen, who's locked in based off of 2 bunts down the third base line. We'll see if she can get one more And she goes for it. And third time this game, 3 for 3 on bunts down the line.
Yeah,
Surprised
you
we
need
haven't
to
seen an
start.
adjustment.
You've got to start jamming him. You can't throw that pitch. You've
Yeah.
got to start jamming
It's
him.
the same exact pitch he threw on the last bunt. And with all that speed, we'll see if we see some activity over there from first to second. Coffee trying to slow down the cadence on Victor Meadows here. Going with the low pitch, avoiding that high pitch trait. Looks like he's going to go back into the same.
He's gonna run.
Thinking about a pitch out. Thinks otherwise and throws it outside. Good eye there from Ice. Nothing brewing over there at first. He's very aware that Ice wants to run. Still no run. Can he dive on it at second? Good dive over there from Arabike. Not in time to first, though. So here comes Axel Sawhorse, that first baseman who's tense for burning ice. Still plenty of power to work with. Curveball should be an easy steal, and he's there in plenty of time. A couple of steals and 3 bunts from Evergreen. Really showing up here in Game 7.
Yeah, one of the biggest problems with playing against burning ice is it is very difficult to pick him off. He's very smart, and he doesn't feel like he has to go early. He knows when to time it, and he knows his runners are so fast if he could just get the right pitch.
Ooh, and another looking strikeout. It feels like every looking strikeout has been on that four-seamer from Lima. And now he comes up to the plate. It looks like he's going to get pulled. His stamina's really low, and he does. We see a 5th-inning substitution. Here comes the pinch hitter. He hits it well into left field. Can we get another play from left field? And he gets it again. Hard apple. Mojo up. 2 diving plays over there in left field. Hard apple showcasing the leather tonight.
Yeah, those are killing the Banjos.
Locked in now is the pitcher. That one only 62. We'll see if it can get over. It looks like not. Lily Turtles ranges back there quite easily and puts it away. I agree with what you're saying, though, Miss. These power meters, this has really been the story of the series. It seems like when his power meter is in that red 40 to 60 range, he's really been struggling. We'll see if he's able to adjust to this low velo. He has to pretty quickly. We're getting deep into this ball game now, bottom of the 5th. When he can force this starter out, that's when he's really succeeded. When the relievers have came in, he's done his best. But right there, Trash 3 is able to get the curveball for the strikeout. We'll see which reliever comes in. Is it going to be Black Lightning? He brings in Decaf Cappuccino, SPRP. Oh, I'm sorry, RP. So Coffee, it looks like, has no closer. He paid to get that RP bump. First time I've noticed that this series. He's got the reverse splits and the elite 4-seam, a very strong build despite the stats. 98 on that 4-seam. Now looking for the changeup low and away. Gets him swinging early and gets the strikeout on his first batter since coming in.
The catcher, number 55,
Firm Radical. Contact way down because of the reverse splits. This one's meaty, though. Oh, he watches it. Outside pitch, but he fouls it off. 1-2 count. Going to that outside corner again, just outside. 2-2. He's not worried about that outside trade. Another one, and it's fouled away again. Now looking at the inside 4-seam. Looks like it's going to finish inside the zone. It does. Full count. Good eye from Burning Ice. 3-2 pitch. We'll see if he gives him something. Looks like it might be in the zone. Swings late. Another 4-seam strikeout.
Got it by him.
left fielder, number 46.
Hard apple locked in as he should be after those diving plays in left field up to the plate. With that reverse splits, pretty much negates his locked in. He does have sprinters still.
Yeah, good bunt.
Good changeup low and away there, 0-2. Looks at it again. Just low, 2-2, I'm sorry. Swings on that heater again. Mojo's back down. He's over there to neutral now in left field after the strikeout. And Coffee up to the plate now. We're into the bottom of the 6th. Things are starting to get late here. He only put up 2 runs so far. After that first inning, he's been shut out for 4 innings straight. Looking to get back on track here at his home stadium, Lafayette. Hits that one well. No shallow outfield this time, and Turtles is able to get there.
Yeah, he's not getting a lot of pitches to hit. The ones he's hitting are going into the outfielder's gloves.
A lot of line drives into the outfield right now for sure. A couple of gappers have been saved. Trash 3 still locked in on the mound, pretty much negated on the stats because of the stamina drop-off. But once again, another dominant performance from Trash 3 so far. Second time in this series. Not who you would expect based off the name to really dominate, but so far dominating and able to get another out right there. And here comes the first baseman, Julio Franco.
Julio Franco.
Yeah, so we're kind of seeing an opposite situation to where Ice was earlier. Now the Banjos are in trouble. They need to find some momentum.
Watches a couple curveballs inside, now 2-1. We're seeing Ice, like he's done in this series, lean heavily on the curveball and once again gets a pop up there on a low power score. Another clean inning, a lot of zeros on the board now for Coffee.
Evergreen.
Actually, all zeros on the board except for 2 innings from both teams. Francoeur ranges over. That one was a ball swung on, but over the head of the first baseman, and the mojo's up over there off of that hit. Now here comes the pitcher. I'd be surprised. Is he really going to sub him here with the performance he's having? We've seen the relievers get roughed up so far by Coffee.
Yeah, I would not pull this pitcher out.
And he does. He goes for the pinch hit after Trash 3 has been excellent in this ball game. We're going to see a relief pitcher come in the next half inning.
It does have a big hitter here in Dakota Kaiser.
Watches that changeup. 0-2 now. Four-seam's going to be up and in. It's another strikeout. Four-seam, too much heat. He's been relying on that as his 2-strike pitch. It's been working so far. Lily Turtle's up now. Reverse splits, making her pitcher-like at the plate. Decent speed on first. That one finds its way in the zone, so aggressive pitching. 0-2 now. That one a throwaway pitch up high. And gets him on a four-seam yet again. We've seen that 5 or 6 times in this game. That four-seam Evergreen, who's 3 for 3 on bunts so far. We'll see if she lays another one down. This time he looks outside. The steal perfectly timed. He's not going to be able to get the out because of it. The catcher has a better arm, but better timing on that steal. And now hammered center field. Can Costanza get there? And he does. Saves a run. Able to range back with that shallow outfield and still make it in time. So now here we go into our final 3 innings for Black Coffee. 9 outs to play with. Needs 2 runs. Number 1 seed in our AAA trying to get his spot in the World Series stamp. Burning Ice trying to hold on to that lead with a lone grand slam being the difference so far in this ball game. And it's Lindsay Island in.
You've done Black Coffee a huge favor here, bringing in Lindsay Ireland instead of that starter.
Yeah, the relievers, you can see the ERA, 11.12 for Lindsay Island. Coffee's taking advantage of these relievers in the Gex bullpen. He's going to have to do it here in Game 7 one more time. It's a full count to Constanza here. Gets the curveball, and that one's hit up the middle. Still a weak power reticle, but he's able to get a good hit up the middle the same way he was doing in the first inning. We'll see if he can build on it. Pablo Sandoval, clutch is engaged. Good speed at first. Hit right field. Turtles is back and able to get there.
Yeah, good swing, but that was a fantastic pitch from Island there, right on the corner. He was there, but it doesn't go anywhere.
And you can see that velo difference is already helping. Helping Coffee. He had 70 something on that power meter, which is the best he's had on a curveball yet.
Yeah, the one thing you cannot lose a fastball or a cut fastball on the plate because Coffee will hit that ball out.
Another changeup. Still relying on that changeup, even with Lindsay Island having more velo. Ice is obviously the best pitcher in the AAA, and you can see that he's having some big brain sort of situation here where he knows that curveball is his pitch. Dude Zavala comes in extremely quickly. Lindsay Island barely got but 2 batters before he subbed, and now he's trying to negate the best batter in this lineup. Diaz is going to stay in, though. No switch to the other side of the plate. Decent stats to hit with. 2 runners on, 1 out, in a big spot here in the 7th inning. A couple of strikes come in. 0-2. Rally stopper is on for Zavala. Gets him swinging on the cutter. Is there enough speed to prevent the double play? No speed down the line, and it's the double play. Zavala comes in and does exactly what he needs to. Gets out of that jam, and the lead is still 2-4.
Yeah, he located a couple of curveballs that put Black Coffee behind the 8 ball, and that's when he comes with that cut fastball every time.
Yep, that's the Burning Ice signature sort of style of pitching, and now he starts off with a single against Darling here, who doesn't have great stats, but ERA-wise has been the strongest reliever. Oh, he goes for the dive instead of the jump, and it gets over, and because of it, so Burning Ice, first pitch swinging back-to-back at-bats, and look at this, he's already got 2 on with no outs. Darling now trying to keep his team in the game. Don't want this thing to blow up late in the 8th. Has a 1-1 count now to the bad ball hitter Pickles. That one just low 2-1. Ice showing a really good eye right now. Watches a changeup low now 3-1. He's going to have to come towards him. Curveball well located. Swung on deep. Pickles.
Oh,
it's all the way.
What a
It's outta
swing.
here. 2 home runs for Gex. And this time it's Pickles. 7-2.
Yeah, that was a good, really good pitch from Coffee, and it just got lit up by Pickles.
And that's what bad ball hitter is for. You get less negation on those corner pitches. That was excellently located, but an even better swing. And just like that, this game is blown wide open, and Black Lightning finally comes in. We thought he would come in earlier, but just now, after the lead's gotten a little bit out of hand, he walks up to the mound. Gets him swinging on the changeup, so Lightning comes in and gets the first strikeout, but Coffey's only focused coming to the plate now. He's down 5 runs with 6 outs to play with. He's got to keep this thing where it's at and then find himself some momentum against the beast in the bullpen, Zavala, on the other side.
Zavala's a rally stopper, so he's going to be facing Coffee without that engaged. So Coffee's going to have to maybe get a runner on first and pop one out, try to keep that rally stopper. Obviously, you need more than that, though, so you're going to need some runners to advance at some point.
Needs 5 runs now. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Burning Ice, the away team. A grand slam and a 3-run shot. Not the typical Burning Ice fashion, but you'll take it any way you can get it in Game 7, and now the Banjos line it out to first base. This is a good part of their lineup to try to get some momentum going. The number 2 hole Harmony Strauss up. Absolutely have to have it. Whole season on the line for the Banjos. 1-2. That one, he gets just on top of it, the high pitch, and it's thrown over to first, so 2 quick outs now for the Banjos. This is the heart of their order, so looking to get some action going. 3-hole hitter hits that one up the middle, and it gets through, so 2 outs and a runner gets to first. The Banjos trying to get a little bit of a 2-out rally here in the 8th inning. Outfield comes in shallow. Bonifacio at the plate, hammers it center field. Turtles is back. She's not going to be able to get to this one. It's all the way to the wall. He's going to round third, go for home, and it's an RBI double. And the Banjos show a little bit of life now. 7-3.
Yeah, interesting. Both of those were meatballs. I think he was just trying to get an early curveball because Coffee had been freezing up on the first pitch curveball, but he pounds 2 of them.
Good eye there, 2-2, looking to get more out of this 2-out rally. Swings on that one, it's into the dirt and over to Axel Sawhorse. So here we go, folks. Game 7, AAA semifinals, seeing who can punch their ticket to the World Series and play Teflon Don Lemon and the Flower Bombs in the World Series. Gex trying to hold on to that 4-run lead, and the Banjos looking to get an epic win here at their home stadium. Black Lightning trying to hold the lead where it's at. Gets the swing. Oh, that's going to turn into a hit because of all that speed.
I don't think Coffee uses the max speed on his pitchers.
Pitch
and
out.
That's why,
yeah, he doesn't use. I think he uses
like 30 or something.
Yeah,
like
what
that.
we used to see, which is pretty much 30 on every pitcher for the most part. And it's actually
'cause
showed up
Vince
big in
was
this
slow there.
series. Change up. It looks like he's going to get the steal. He does. And so runner moves up to second. Ice looking to add one more run to this lead if he can. Once again, Evergreen down the third base line. Another excellent bunt. Burning Ice looks like he's perfected that. 4 bunts in the game for Evergreen.
Yeah, it's hard to fight anyone getting 4, 5, 6 bunts, successful bunts in a game.
And he's got to give up the steal because he doesn't want to give up that run at home. Now this is a pretty big spot. Infield's in, and it's going to turn into 2 runs because of it. Burning Ice adding more to the lead here in the 9th inning. Now he's in a pickle in between first and second, diddling a little bit. Can he get there? He can't. So he gets the one out, does Coffee, but 2 runs come across, and the lead is stretched up to 6 now in the 9th inning. That one swung on the first pitch. Bonifacio puts it away, and here we go. Number 1 hitter in the league, Black Coffee. Can he show why he's the number 1 hitter here and have a huge inning? Needs 6 runs and only 3 outs to play with. Dude Zavala still on the mound trying to push his team into the World Series. Curveball outside, 1-2, right on the edge of the zone. Another curveball hit well right field, but low power, and Meadows able to put it away easily for the first out. Back into this lineup is up. We're seeing a lot of reliance on that curveball yet again from Burning Ice. Well located. 0-2 count now.
He's going to have to swing at a corner pitch now.
Swings on the fastball, and it's popped up. Turtles is going to put it away, and now Gex, they're looking for one more out to reach their first ever World Series since joining the XBL. Have yet to get over that hump, but they're 1 out away from punching their ticket. Arabica up at the plate looking to start something that would be absolutely historic. Watches the curveball outside, 2-0.
Only need 6.
Only needs 6. That one looked well hit. You need 6 more of those and a little bit further to the right. Curveball low and away, 3-1. That one right down the middle, but over to Evergreen at third base. And if you're a Gex fan, congratulations. Burning Ice punched his ticket to the AAA World Series in his 4th season, and Black Coffee goes down at home 9-3 here in our AAA semifinals.
Yeah, Burning Ice really played a nice game there. The one interesting thing there is Black Coffee was the one who got off the dime early and looked like he was very close to breaking out and could have possibly put that starter on the hot seat early and maybe even got him replaced, which would have changed the entire complexion of this game to go after that bullpen for 8 or 7 innings, something like that. I think that would have really gone against Burning Ice, but Ice did pitch well, much better with Lindsay in this game. And then Dude Zavala was Dude Zavala this time. The Coffee really didn't do anything against him, and it was that lead curveball constantly, hitting the corner and putting him behind the 8 ball. So, you got to hand it to the Gex. They played great, and I do think the Flower Bombs and the Gex, no reason that won't be an app. It's kind of similar. It's a hit first, really, really great hitter in Teflon. He is a good pitcher. I mean, and Ice has become a better hitter, but it's still a hitter versus a pitcher, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Shout out to Coffee. What a great season from him, earning the number 1 seed. Didn't lose a game in the playoffs until he got to this round in the semifinals. And then, what an awesome job from Coffee to climb back in this series after being down 2-0 and then 3-1 and bringing this thing to a Game 7. And like you said, the way it started off, it seemed like he might get to that bullpen early, which really is what I thought was going to be the key, is getting to that bullpen early. But I stayed with it despite the tense, despite the surrounded on his starter. He was able to get out of those jams and stretch that starter all the way to 6 or 7 innings, and that kind of ended up being the difference. And then the real difference was, we thought Burning Ice needed to get chaotic with the base pass and things like that, and he did in a sense. He had a lot of steals, he had a lot of bunts. But the 3-run home run and the grand slam, it's just, to be honest, it's not what you expect out of Burning Ice, just because that's not really the forte of their team. But in the Game 7, when he absolutely needed, the power showed up, and when you put up 9 runs as Burning Ice, hardly anyone is ever going to beat you when you're able to score like that. Yeah. And that's something that can be scary when you're Teflon. Looking at this World Series matchup, he's been waiting for so long to see who it is. He had an awesome series and set versus Coffee during the season. I'm not sure how his series versus Ice went, but this isn't the same Ice that we saw during the regular season. He put up 10, 9, 12 runs in games in this series. He showed that all of a sudden Burning Ice is a great batter as well to mix with that pitching. So this World Series matchup, it's going to be something epic. And I would not be I would be surprised if it doesn't go 7 games, because Teflon, like you said, not only can he hit, he's a lot stronger pitcher than Coffee. The way that he's able to locate, especially some of the weird sliders and things that he used, can really cause fits for any batter in the league.
Yeah, I don't think Teflon's going to struggle as much as Coffee did with the curve. Coffee really doesn't want that curveball. I think Teflon will adjust a little bit better. I do think Teflon's a little bit cold right now. Hasn't been playing that great the last few weeks, so he's going to have to really get in the mode because the Gex are clearly in the mode right now. And a shout out to the outfield again for the Gex. That left fielder coming up with monster plays that really just quickly put out potential fires that appeared to be about to, burgeoning fires. And those are just killers when you you go from what looks like a 1-out double to 2 outs with nobody on. I mean, that's going to pretty much kill anybody's innings.
Yeah, that was the real momentum killer that Burning Ice needed, was both of those left field dives. Whenever you're scratching and clawing just to get a gap or two and you think you have one, and then it gets robbed from you like that, not only does it take an out and put it on the board, it also mentally you're okay, what can I do? The whole outfield's 90 speed. They're able to get to every ball. But I agree with what you said about Teflon being able to handle that curveball better. I think Coffee, when he looks at this series, making it to 7 games, he's the 1 seed, yes. Matchup-wise, I feel like it was a bad matchup for him just because he excels so much at hitting velocity. And Burning Ice relies so much on that low velo starter build with the curveball. It was really a tough matchup for him. So for him to make it to 7 games shows how quick he can adjust and how he is able to hit really anything, even if the curveball is a struggle for him. But this this World Series that we have, we're going to get these players playing as quick as we can and get them caught up to AA and XBL, because this weekend we've got games 3 and 4 for the AA and the XBL World Series coming on Sunday. We need the AAA to catch up to that and get that hot and heavy. And we're looking at just the last week or two of season 18 here, and that's going to roll into our Cup Championship. And right after that, we're going to be into March. And you know what March means? It means season 19 is on the way, and another chance for me to get destroyed by the XBL, for you to have another shot at a AAA World Series. But what do you think about you got a prediction maybe for that World Series that we're about to see between the AAA?
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Gex because I think the Flower Bombs are cold. But on paper, it's an even matchup. The Gex have proven that they deserve to be in the final, so I don't know how you can say it's anything other than an even matchup. Who did Teflon beat? Eddie? That was a tough series, 7-game. That's standing in the fire because Ed had an absolutely fantastic season. Really, really solid. Pitched right up there with Spliffy and Gex. And it was tough to eliminate Ed. Even dropping down from the XBL, it was still tough for Teflon to eliminate Ed there. But it just goes to show you how many great teams we had in the AAA this season. Both leagues really. We've got a fire a 1-1 Wishbone versus the Spaceman right now that we're waiting for more games on. So it's been a great season, and it's going to continue to be that. So just looking forward to the Flower Bombs versus the Gex.
Yeah, and like I always say, AAA is the best league. It's the goated league. We saw Game 7 in both semifinals. Are you kidding me? And RIP Eduardo. It seems like he gets beaten Game 7 in the semifinals every season. Well, congrats. I never even make it to that point. He keeps getting beaten Game 7s. It sucks for him, But yeah, I think I have to agree with you. I think I would pick Burning Ice in a best of 7 too, because one, like you said, Ice is going to be in World Series shape. He just played a 7-game series. Teflon's been waiting. So I could easily see him jump up 2-0, then Teflon come back really similarly to how this series went. But Ice just feels like he's at that point of the mountain where he's about to go over the other side and really catch steam and win a World Series. Teflon dropped down from the XBL, but it's his first season in the AAA. Ice has been here for 3 seasons now. He's really got this ego down to a T. So it's going to be exciting to watch, and I'm really looking forward to casting it. But I'll give you a last word before I just recap one more time what we have on Sunday, and then I get us out of here.
I want to congratulate Black Coffee, a really solid season. He ran into a bad matchup, and we all know that no matter how good and this is the big reset button, no matter how good you are, it's kind of like when Seaman had his undefeated season, he ran into the wrong players in the playoffs, and it only takes a bad game or two. But he did push it to the final game. So, Coffee didn't disappear. He didn't go anywhere. He got outplayed by the Gex, and that's okay. But a great season for Coffee, great season for Ed, and we've got 2 finalists that, in my opinion, really deserve it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too, and definitely. Shout out to Coffee for an excellent season. I'm glad to see him back this season after taking a little bit of a break. I hope he comes back in season 19 because he's awesome to watch with the way he hits. But the World Series is going to be awesome. We have finally our final World Series set, and you know what that means. We're into our final lap of this race. That is season 18 before we get into season 19 and the Cup. So, make sure you tune in Sunday, 7 o'clock. We've got Kawashi versus Prestone 1-1 in their series after a couple of really tight games. And same with the XBL, really tight game 1 and 2 that took everything out of both of those guys. And so far the World Series has started off great. I expect no different out of the AAA. Y'all make sure you tune in on Sunday. We're going to have some different people on the cast, maybe some old faces you haven't seen in a while. You're going to want to get in there and check it out. So for AAA, for the semifinals, for me and Mist, what a great way to end our Friday. What a great way to end our semifinals. And we will catch y'all on Sunday, and we will catch y'all on the Discord. Y'all have a good night. See ya.